What is up, my crime crazy people? We are your hosts, Melonie Yelvington
and Kimberly Taylor.
And today we're discussing a sad and increasingly more common occurrence here in the United States, school shootings. We'll be discussing the details of the deadliest school shooting that took place in Parkland, Florida on February 14th of 2018.
So grab your favorite beverage, a pillow to scream into, and join us as we dive into this sad and scary case. Also, trigger warnings, school shooting, mass murder, mass shooting, mental health discussion, and suicide mention as well. As always, we are a fan of the cursey words.
So we will be dropping some.
Amen on that one. Okay, Bess. You ready?
I guess so.
Okay. So, my crime crazy people. February 14, 2018. 19-year-old Nikolas Cruz opened fire on students and staff at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in the Miami suburban town of Parkland, Florida, murdering 17 people and injuring 17 others. Cruz, a former student at the school, fled the scene on foot by blending in with other students and was arrested without incident approximately 1 hour later in nearby Coral Springs. Police and prosecutors investigated a pattern of disciplinary issues and unnerving behavior. I know there's several TikToks and videos that he'd put out going, I'm going to shoot this, I'm going to do this. There's some crazy videos out there on him.
Of him? Really?
Yeah.
I read earlier that someone that posted, he said, I'm going to become a professional school shooter, and the person that uploaded the video was like, I think I want to tell.
I think I need to tell somebody on this one.
Yeah, this is not right.
You know, I'm a firm believer in the see something, say something.
Absolutely.
Ugh. So, the killing spree at the time was the deadliest high school shooting in the U.S. history, surpassing the Columbine High School massacre that killed 15, including the perpetrators, in Colorado in April of 1999.
I remember that.
I do too. I was still in high school. I was
pregnant with the girls.
It was a crazy time. We started practicing, school shooter drills at that time. And now it's like a more common occurrence for kids.
It's crazy.
They're buying shields to put in backpacks for even as young as toddlers.
Yeah.
That's scary and mind-blowing to think about.
It really is.
The shooting came in a period of heightened public support for gun control that followed mass shootings in Paradise, Nevada, and in Sutherland Springs, Texas, in October and November 2017. Students at Parkland founded Never Again MSD, an advocacy group that lobbies for gun control. And so on March 9th, Governor Rick Scott signed a bill that implemented new restrictions to Florida's gun laws and also allowed for the arming of teachers who were properly trained and the hiring of school resource officers. I've been saying for years we need to arm our teachers. I don't want to get. I know this is going to bang.
It's a huge responsibility, though.
It really is. I mean, if you're going to own a gun, then you should know how to properly use it. And I know this will spark controversy with people because, it's just a huge issue with the most recent shooting happened in Texas and Allen and, across the U.S. There's just everything every day. You can't go to the store. You can't go shopping. It's scary. It's a scary world to live in.
You can't. When that shooting in Allen happened here, all I could think about was we can't go to the mall. We can't go to church.
Nope.
We can't go eat.
No.
You can't go anywhere without movies.
You can't go
to the movies without wondering who you're in there with.
Yeah. I can't tell you the last time I went to the movies, I sat there. It actually crossed my mind. Is someone going to come in one of these doors?
Yeah.
And
what am I going to do if they do?
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to be my reaction to this?
Yeah.
I've got, worrying about other people around me. I shouldn't have to keep thinking about this.
But it's our reality today.
It is, unfortunately.
But I really, honestly, I thank God that none of my kids are in school because y'all think I'm an emotional disaster now?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, if my kids were still in school, like, I really didn't, like, Columbine, they were just born. My kids were younger.
Yeah.
4 and 8, and then twins. And then, but the more that happened, it was like, whoa.
I mean, I remember being in high school and we had an active shooter. Like, there was one in one of the surrounding neighborhoods, and so we were on lockdown. That's scary.
Absolutely.
When you
That's
were sitting in that
terrifying.
classroom not knowing what's fixing to happen.
And all you want to do is get the hell out of there and go home.
Yes.
Where you think you're safe.
Well, you think you're safe.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
But I
you're
don't
not
think
even
we're
safe there.
No, you're not safe at home either.
I hope you're safe. If you're not safe, please get help.
Yes.
So, and I'm going to butcher these names, and I apologize, my Floridians, because I am a Texas girl, and I only speak Texan. So, the Broward. Thank you. The Broward County Sheriff's Office received widespread criticism for its handling of the police response, both for not following up on multiple warnings about Cruz, despite a lengthy record of threatening behavior, and for staying outside the school instead of immediately confronting him. Again, this is what I love, about the Nashville shooting that took place. You see the body cam videos. You see the officers, they're rushing straight in.
Mm-hmm.
You look back at the Uvalde shooting and with the body cams and the officers are standing back.
They're not doing anything.
And they're not doing anything. And it's like, why? And you can hear the shots going off. And it's like, why aren't you doing something?
It took me a while, I'll be honest, it took me a while to understand why those parents were so upset.
Yeah.
I mean, they were there that day, and I don't even think they had seen the body cams yet.
No.
Inside the school. But they were like, y'all did not protect our kids. And I'm like, well, how did they not? I want to know. How did they not?
But then you look back at the footage and...
Yeah, you just... One of them's looking at his phone, texting.
I'm like, over here doing this.
What?
Bro, no, this is not how this works.
Do you realize where you are right now?
Yeah, you hear that sound going off, you get this weapon on your side, please pull it. I mean, I would hope to God that if I'm ever in that situation that I'm with, responders that are going to respond.
Yeah.
Because I sure as I am going to.
Right, if I was a first responder, but me as a parent, if I'm somewhere with my kids, oh my God, Katie, bar the door, Yeah. You ain't coming any closer to where my babies are. Like, I'm going to you to distract you so that my babies can go, And
I know we're getting a little off topic. My producer's fixing to get to me, but I watched this TikTok the other day of this teacher, and I will have to find it, but she was teaching her kids how to respond in an active shooter drill, and they would... Okay, so you're going to get the textbooks, and you're going to barricade the door, and we're going to hide this way, and we're going to put our backpacks in front of us and our water bottles in front of us, and we're going to do this. We're going to do A, B, and C, and then I'm going to go low, and I have a bat, and I'm going to swing and hit that person and hopefully drop them, and then one of my other students is going to come and kick that weapon away. And that is what she's instilling in her brains.
That kind of sounds like me. When my kids were growing up, it wasn't the shootings, but it was like drowning.
Yeah.
When you're going around places with 4 kids, you got to think, oh my God, who can I get out first? Who can swim the best? And I got to do that seatbelt first and get them to that window. And then I did the exact same thing that she's doing.
Yeah.
Planning.
You get the planning, get the routine going, get it, this is what you do.
Absolutely.
It's so sad.
But then again, you can plan and plan and plan and plan.
But when it actually happens,
that could all be out the window. Yeah. You may not ever even get a chance to start your plan.
Because she said that she had a student that was high on the list of someone who else before that had been targeting, made a list, of these are my hits. And that kid was on, the high list. And she made a point. She goes, if they know you're in my class that day, they're not going to worry about stopping down the hall. They're going to come straight to my classroom. They're going to know where you're at. Mm-hmm. And that's what, if they have an agenda like some of these shooters do, they're going to know where they're going. Yeah. Unless, they're just going in and just randomly firing.
Yeah.
And it's.
That's why they never know how it's what is it motivated by? Hate? What is it today?
You know, you can't blame the video games anymore, people.
No.
It's not violent video
I don't
games.
even think I've heard about the violent video games in forever.
I haven't either, but I know they cannot throw that out anymore.
Now it's just, I don't like you because of your skin color. I don't like you because of your
sexuality.
Exactly.
Is just something.
Always something. They're going to find something.
Yes.
Anyways, moving on.
So this led to the resignation of several police officers who responded to the scene and the removal of the sheriff, Scott Israel.
Good.
A commission appointed by then Governor Scott to investigate the shooting condemned the police inaction and urged school districts across the state to adopt greater measures of security.
I don't really understand why there is not a machine at every door of every school. It's just, we are so, honestly, how many people have to die?
See, what I don't understand is, so, when my youngest was just graduated, and I had to go through the front doors and into the front office and talk to somebody before I could even make it even further into the school. And even then, they wouldn't even let me pass the front desk.
Well, when I would go to Naaman Forest, where my kids went to school, you had to ring a doorbell.
Yeah.
You wasn't just swinging
school.
that door open. You weren't just swinging in and walking in there. You had to ring a doorbell. You had to tell them what you wanted and who you were before you could even come in.
But my mother-in-law went to pick up my little nephew a few weeks back, and she walked in through that back door and went all the way to the front door with no problems. So
That's
tell
scary.
me, there's no good way to go around this. And he was a former student, so he knew that school. He could get in.
Yeah.
So on October 20th, 2021, Cruz pled guilty to all charges and apologized for his crimes. The prosecution sought the death penalty, and a 4-month death penalty trial was expected to commence in January of 2022, which we all knew would happen in 2022.
I didn't realize this trial went on that long, and I only caught bits and pieces of it, honestly. But what I really did watch was the victim impact statements. I did watch that.
We'll get you. Those are...
Absolutely.
And if you have not watched them, I recommend you can look them up on YouTube and definitely go take a look at those, because those will...
And I don't know a whole lot about his lawyers, his defense team, but apparently they were not professional.
No.
They were flipping people off.
Oh, I didn't know all that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, the defense team was flipping people off. The very last male parent that got up and spoke, he was the one that got me. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. But he said he reminded me a lot of myself in that situation. If I had to get up and speak to the person that killed my child, and I had people previously telling me, you may not want to come today. I don't think you should come. And you try to tell me not to come. And he was like, yeah, I wasn't going to miss this.
Oh, no, I'm going to get my say.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to listen to my 2 cents here.
Oh, yeah. I don't care if it goes one in there and out the other. I have it on record.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
At least I got it somewhere that I told you what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So, on October 13, 2022, a jury apparently I can't talk. They all agreed, let me put it this way.
Okay.
They all agreed that Cruz was eligible for the death penalty, but deadlocked on whether it should be imposed, resulting in a recommendation to sentence him to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole.
Let me say this.
Oh, Lord, this is getting on our soap opera.
Florida? What is the problem?
Don't be offended my Floridians, but it's Florida.
Be like Texas. Be like us Texans.
You just grab
put it in the express lane over there, man. Why can't y'all agree? Like, how do you get deadlocked on whether you think that person should live or die? They are useless.
It should be
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And I know this is somebody's child, somebody's brother, uncle, cousin, nephew, whatever.
I understand that.
But you're a piece of shit.
You are a piece of shit.
I'm sorry. You don't deserve to breathe any more oxygen.
What gives you the right to go take somebody else's life? And
17 others.
You get to live now. You get to live with 3 hots and a cot, baby. How is that fair?
I just don't understand what Florida's problem. You have the death penalty. Use it.
Please. We know you have, because Eileen Warnos, Ted Bundy, you put them to death with no problem, people. Come on.
After you let him escape in about 3 times, though. My God.
Well,
Anyways, that's
Ted Bundy's
another.
a special case, so we'll just,
That's another episode
that's
there.
another topic.
So he got life in prison without the possibility of parole, right?
Yes.
Okay. It wasn't just recommended, right? It was.
No, he is sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Oh, good. At least I got that part.
All right. So Parkland, Florida. It's a suburb about 30 miles northwest of Fort Lauderdale and 45 miles northwest of Miami, Florida. You know, the shooter, Nikolas Cruz, he was dropped off at the school by an Uber driver at 2:19 p.m., 20 minutes before dismissal. According to the police report, he was carrying a rifle case and a backpack. He was spotted and recognized by a staff member who radioed a colleague that he was walking purposefully toward Building 12. However, he did not pursue the shooter or call a code red to lock down the school. The first staff member later claimed that his training called for only reporting threats, as his colleague hid in a closet.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Oh.
Wow.
Whoa.
So he enters Building 12. It's a 3-story structure containing about 30 classrooms, typically occupied by about 900 students and 30 teachers.
Oh, God, that's a lot of kids.
That's a lot of people. That's very people-y. He's armed with an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle with multiple magazines at this point. He entered a hallway and began firing indiscriminately at students and teachers. So he's just randomly pulling that trigger. He's got nobody in mind at this point.
He's just spraying.
Yep.
God.
A fire alarm went off. It was either pulled by him or it was activated by the smoke from the gunfire. Not sure which.
Oh, he just wanted more to come out. I
Yeah.
bet it was him. I bet it was
that fire
him.
drill goes off and you're immediately hitting the door because that's what you're supposed to do. Fire drill.
Yeah.
You know, so this all caused confusion because there had been a fire drill earlier in that day. You know, but he killed the first 3 students in the hallway, then fired through the windows of 4 closed classroom doors, killing 6 more students and wounding 13 others.
Damn.
Students were unable to seek shelter at hard corners, which are areas of a classroom that people could safely hide from a gunman if they peered in through the window, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because many of the classrooms in that building just lacked one.
And you know what I did hear, though? I don't remember where. It could have been the news. It could have been YouTube. I don't know. But that there are engineers that are actually, when they do the floor plans and stuff for schools now, they are giving them walls to hide in the hallway. Where it's like the wall is out further, but you got a little crevice here you can hide.
Strategically placing the furniture around into. I mean, you've got to think about that. That's what you've got to do nowadays. You've got to think that way.
Oh, man.
You know, so he, and again, I'm going to apologize for butchering some of these last names. So two of those killed were students in Ivy
Shamus?
Holocaust history class. The teacher was teaching a class lesson on combating hate. When Cruz fired shots into her classroom. Around 5 students were injured. And according to the teacher, he was unaware he was shooting into a classroom on the Holocaust, even though he had scrawled swastikas onto the ammunition magazines that he left at the school. I mean, he had no idea that he was shooting into this history class, but what a coincidence.
Yeah.
As the shooting unfolded, a code red was still not called due to confusion among school employees over who had the authority to do so.
Who cares?
Who cares? Fucking
We're about
call
to
it.
die. There's people dying.
Code red, code red, code red, people.
My God.
Call it, please, please, for the love of God. So about 2:21, a staff member eventually activated a lockdown, but only after discovering the body of a victim and hearing gunfire. An armed school resource officer of the Broward County Sheriff's Office was on campus when the shooting broke out, and he remained outside between Building 12 and the adjacent Building 7.
Why? He just stayed outside the building? He didn't go inside the building.
Didn't try to. So after he killed 2 staff members near a stairwell, he went to the second floor where he fired into 2 more classrooms, but he did not hit anyone.
Thank God.
On the 3rd floor, he shot and killed 5 students and another staff member, who all had been stranded in the hallway.
Nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go. Nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide.
They had to be terrified.
4 others were injured. Next, he went into the teacher's lounge, where he attempted to shoot out the hurricane-resistant windows facing the yard in order to target students and staff.
Oh, so he's in the lounge, and he's shooting at the windows that are in the lounge because there's kids outside the window?
Outside running in the yard, and he was trying to shoot out the windows, but he failed. Yeah, they were hurricane-resistant windows.
Too bad one of them didn't ricochet and hit you in the head.
Too bad.
Better luck next time.
So he stopped shooting, and it's possible that it jammed, or he just decided to take, I'm just going to take a break. He dropped his rifle on the 3rd floor of the building and left the scene by blending in with fleeing students. He then walked to, get this. He then walked to a fast food restaurant, stopping at a mall to get a soda on the way, and lingered before leaving on foot about 3 o'clock. He stopped and got something to drink.
Well, he was parched. God, I can't. I'm blown away, actually. He was parched, though.
So about 3:40, police stopped Cruz 2 miles from the school in Wyndham Lakes neighborhood of Coral Springs and arrested him as a suspected shooter. He was then taken to the ER with labored breathing.
That's because he's running away.
Yes.
Duh.
I mean, hell,
he did not need to go to the hospital.
No, they just had to make sure he was okay.
Well, he was only there for 40 minutes.
Yeah. He was released back into custody and booked. So the shooting, it only lasted 6 minutes. And all of the victims were shot within just under 4 minutes.
I bet that seemed like 60 minutes to them in there.
It had to.
Hiding and trying to hope that you don't get found or run into him when you're trying to get out.
Pray to God or whoever you believe in that you are just protected. School surveillance showed Cruz as the shooter, and he was also recognized by eyewitnesses. While SWAT paramedics were inside the building, additional paramedics from the local fire rescue repeatedly requested to enter the building, but they were denied by the sheriff's office, even after the suspect was arrested. What the hell?
I don't understand that.
Are you kidding me? So 17 people lost their lives that day, and 17 more were wounded, but survived. 3 remained in critical condition the day after the shooting, and 1 remained by the second day. So 12 people did die inside the building. 3 died just outside the building on the school premises, and 2 died in the hospital.
What about the police officer that was outside?
Why didn't he do anything? Alright, so, y'all, I want, this is hard. I want to say that this episode is dedicated to the staff and the students that lost their lives, but not only the ones that lost their lives, the ones that were injured, and the ones that all are affected by this.
Really everybody that's affected by it.
Anybody that's ever been through this, all the schools, all the victims.
And I'm not trying to take up for this kid in any way, shape, or form, but include his family as well.
His family went through it too. I agree with that.
They did too. They did too. I mean, I can't imagine that's hard for them to live with, to know that their son did that.
Yeah.
You know, it has to be. I mean, it would be devastating to me. I mean, I get an empty pit in my stomach just thinking about it.
All right, so The 14 students and 3 staff members, their names. I'm going to read out their lists. And again, I apologize if I butcher any of these names, y'all. Again, I'm horrible.
I'm gonna try to help you just because I just think that I just might know how it's pronounced.
You may know a little bit better than me. I don't know. I mean, no disrespect to anybody. I'm
for
horrible
sure,
at
for
saying
sure.
names. So I have Alyssa Ahadef, age 14. Scott Bagel, 35. Martin Duquois,
Or Duke. That's
Duke?
how- yeah.
14. Nikolas Dorat, 17. Aaron Face,
I would have said Feist.
37.
Either way, yeah.
Jamie Gutenberg, 14. Chris Hickson, 49. Luke Hoyer, 15. Kara Loughran, 14. Gina Montalto, 14. Joaquin Oliver, 17. Alana Petty, 14. Meadow Pollock, 18.
I love that name.
That's so pretty. Helena Ramsey, 17. Alex Shader, 14. Carmen
Shintrup?
Shintrup, 16. And Peter Wang, 15. Okay, so I want to take the next 17 seconds in a moment of silence for the victims.
All right.
Okay, my crime crazy people. So, Nikolas Jacob Cruz was born on September 24th, 1998 in Margate, Florida, and was adopted at birth by Linda and Roger Cruz. Both his adoptive parents died. Roger at age 67 on August 11, 2004, and Linda at age 68 on November 1st, 2017, leaving Cruz orphaned 3 months before the shooting. Since his mother's death, he had been living with relatives and friends. At the time of the shooting, he was enrolled in a GED program and employed at the local Dollar Tree. So he was a member of the JROTC and had received multiple awards, including academic achievement for maintaining an A grade in junior ROTC and Bs in other subjects, according to CNN. He was also a member of his school's varsity air rifle team. So he had behavioral issues since middle school. He was entrenched in the process for getting students help rather than referring them to law enforcement. He was transferred between schools 6 times in 3 years in an effort to deal with these problems. In 2014, he was transferred to a school for children with emotional or learning disabilities. There were reports that he made threats against other students.
Yeah, boy.
So the warning signs are there.
I mean, but this is not a sign to anyone that he's a killer,
No.
a mass shooter.
No, but he is making the threats are there if he's making, it's not saying, hey, he's going to come out and do this. But, those threats were there.
Yeah,
So he returned to Stoneman Douglas High School 2 years later, but was expelled in 2017 for disciplinary reasons. As he could not be expelled from the Broward County school system completely, he was transferred to an alternative placement. The school admin had circulated an email to teachers warning that he made threats against other students, and the school banned him from wearing a backpack on campus.
Oh, that's why he walked his ass up on there with the backpack and the rifle and
Just being
the
all
case.
defiant.
I'll
Yeah.
show you.
I'm going to do what I want. So psychiatrists recommended an involuntary admission of Cruz to a residential treatment facility starting in 2013. And the Florida Department of Children and Families investigated him in September 2016 for Snapchat posts in which he cut both his arms and said he planned to buy a gun.
Oh.
So at this time, a school resource officer suggested he undergo an involuntary psychiatric examination under the provisions of the Baker Act. 2 guidance counselors agreed, but a mental institution did not. They said that he had depression, autism, ADHD.
They concluded that he was a low risk to harming himself or others.
Yes.
But he had a Snapchat where he cut his arms and said, I'm going to get a gun.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a lot of sense. And I'm not even a psychiatrist. Jesus, people, come on.
He had previously received mental health treatment, but not received treatment in the year leading up to the shooting.
So, was he a ward of the state or what?
Well, at the time of the shooting, he was living with friends and stuff.
Okay.
So he only been.
Because I know he was 18 then.
Yeah, he'd only been
shooting. But I'm thinking, what year did this happen? 17?
2018.
His mom died 2 years before, or
2017.
The year before.
Yeah, he was an orphan for 3 months prior to the shooting.
Okay.
So the sheriff had described his online profiles and accounts as very, very disturbing. And if you've seen those videos, they're pretty disturbing. They contain pictures and posts of him with a variety of weapons, including long knives, a shotgun, a pistol, and a BB gun. Well, he ain't gonna get far with a BB gun, but that's just my opinion.
Hey, you can put an eye out with that.
I shot a chicken coop out with one, but got my ass in trouble for that. So, the police said that he held extremist views. Social media accounts that were thought to be linked to him contained anti-black and anti-Muslim slurs. YouTube comments linked him to include, I want to die fighting, killing, shit ton of people, threats against police officer and Antifa, and intent to mimic the University of Texas Tower shooting.
Wow.
Which, that happened a long time ago, but that was one crazy case. In fact, one of his Instagram accounts had a profile photo of a person wearing Make America Great Again baseball cap. So he's at a rough point in his life right now. We're at a very...
I mean, yeah.
But my crime crazy people, miss. I think I'm going to turn this into a part 2. I think this has been enough heavy talk for today.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot. That's a lot on your heart.
It is. So I think let's make a nice ending point right here.
All right.
And we will come back next week with a part 2.
All right.
On this subject. Does that sound good?